Hello again. I know you're wondering what happened to me. Where did I go? Well, we had a Stampin' Up! Workshop, and it was a big one. We were in a new location with a new partner and some new customers, and so there's a little bit of prep that I needed to do. So sorry I have been kind of AOL, but I'm back, and today I'm focusing on a gift card set, and you are going to love this. It's using very simple tools that you have, and it's going to be beautiful. This is for the special someone in your life that you enjoy giving gifts to. And it's going to be a gift card set of thank you cards, which who can't use thank you cards? Part 1 will be actually making the cards, and part 2, don't miss that, will be the card holder for you to give your gift to them. So enjoy. For today's tools, we're going to use the Stampin' Up! Embossing folder, and this one is actually called Vintage Wallpaper. We're also going to use, and you have a choice here, either the butterfly punch, because we're going to have a butterfly embellishment, or the Embosslit's butterfly wings, which is a die cut element that you can use in your Big Shot or in your Cut-A-Bug to make embossed cut butterfly at the same time. So really cool tools. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a base card in Crumb Cake, which is one of our new colors in our color collections. And I have cut this down to 5.5 by 8.5. And then I've scored it at 4.25. And that's going to give me my base card. And we're going to make a landscape base card today. Now, I want to use, to decorate my card, I want to use this Embosslit folder as my primary embellishment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my cardstock into the folder, and right here is my score line. So the fold of my card is right here, so that 2/3 of the card will be embossed on the face of my card, and 1/3 will be embossed on the back of my card. So this is going to be a very elegant card. Remember when you're doing this that the side of the card that you want to be the front, you should be able to read both the Stampin' Up! Logo and the Sizzix logo clearly. If you use this side on the front, if you see Made in China on the front, then you know you're going to get a debossed effect, and that's not what I want today. You might like that. This is what the debossed effect looks like versus the embossed effect. So we're going for the embossed effect. So we're making sure that we can read that logo on the outside, and we're lining up the cards so that it's embossed on 2/3 in the front and 1/3 in the back. I would make a note, because we're making a gift card set and we want each card to be very much alike. Make a note of where it ends up on the fold so that you'll remember. Then you're going to run that through your Big Shot. After you run it through your Big Shot, it's going to come out looking like this, which I just think is exceptionally beautiful. I love this embossing folder, but I love them all. So just remember, this gift card set, you could make each card different if you had 4 different embossing folders. So, or you could make them all the same, but the variety can come from which folder you use. So now I'm going to emboss thank you on here, and I'm going to use one of my stamp sets that you might not have, and that's okay. The one I recommend for this thank you is actually the Because I Care set. It's a hostess set. Somebody borrowed it, and that's why I don't have it today. And I just stamped that down, and now I'm going to take white embossing powder and sprinkle that on top. And I like to use this little container here to do this, because it keeps everything nice and neat. Now, if you notice that some little whites are showing where they shouldn't be, you can just take a very thin paintbrush and tidy that up before you pass it through the heat gun. FYI, don't bother when you're doing a winter snow card, because it looks like it's snowing on the sentiment. So I've actually done that as an effect. Another thing you can do is, before you put down your Versamark stamp, run the embossing buddy over your card. This is actually going to remove any static from your card, so that your finger, the oils from your finger or whatever might be on the card that would attract the powder won't get involved, and you'll get a cleaner, crisper emboss. So then you run that under your heat gun. When you run the heat gun over this, you wait until it starts turning shiny to know that it's getting done. But the paper may bend. Don't panic. Turn the paper over and heat emboss on the other side, and guess what? It'll unbend. So you can just reverse that effect by heating the paper on both sides. Once you finish with the heat gun there, then your card will look like this. So now I have, this is the front of my card, I have the 2/3 and I have the thank you underneath. So I'm going to add some ribbon. So I've measured out some of the organza white ribbon, which I just love. And I'm tying a little knot around the card. Now, a lot of people spend a great deal of time trying to figure out how to save ribbon and not use too much. I love the elegance of the ribbon tied around the card. And Stampin' Up! Ribbon is so inexpensive, and the reason it's so expensive because you get so much for your dollar that I don't think you really have to worry about how much ribbon, trying to save ribbon. I don't, because I actually like the effect of what it looks like when I use it, when I enjoy using it. So once I've got that ribbon on there, I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just trim my ends. Okay, now another thing I want to do is I want an embellishment. So I've taken that same embossing folder and I've embossed some glossy cardstock. You could also take some glitter and put that on the cardstock if you'd like to bling up your butterfly. And then you can take, as you've seen I've done already here, you can take your butterfly punch and punch out a butterfly. How easy is that? Or you can use the Embosslits folder, and basically it cuts and embosses. And notice I can get all these different sizes of butterflies. So maybe I want more than one. Maybe I want a few. Think of a card that would be for a mom, and you put one little butterfly for each kid she has, for instance. So I'm just going to put one butterfly on here, and I love them all, so it doesn't really matter which one. I'm going to take a mini glue dot. I'm actually going to use two. Mini glue dot number 1 is going to go on one side of a fold. So I'm folding this butterfly in half, and I'm putting one balled up mini ball on one side, mini glue dot on one side, and I'm putting another balled up mini glue dot on the other. And what this will do is it will keep the wings of the butterfly standing up somewhat, but not too much for postage. And then to add a final touch, I'm going to round all 4 corners with my Stampin' Up! Corner Rounder. And basically, although this is really extremely elegant, you could call it done, okay? I'm not. I'm going to kick it up one more notch here. I'm going to remember the inside of the card. So the inside of the card has the debossed effect, which is what we were talking about earlier, debossing versus embossing. But I might decide to add some scraps. So again, using the same embossing folder, I could add crumb cake emboss with the same folder and a little bit of white to tie in the color of the white ribbon. Or I could simply, because we have all this debossed elements here, simply put a piece of white paper in there. And again, I would round the corners of this card so that it would match the way the rest of the card has rounded corners, and I would adhere that down. And basically that would be where I put my handwritten message in this gift. And there's the card. Now, a beautiful card like that, you have to know how to package it. So please see video number 2 to know how to package this card up.